Hey, it's Roger. So today I thought I'd record my thoughts on what happened or what I saw on Twitter, which is that um, celebrated, supposedly progressive personality and founder of the Young Turks, an online news program and progressive outfit, Cenk Uygur, a man that I once had a certain measure of respect for, has he's come out of the corruption closet, so to speak. He decided to endorse Rick Caruso for Los Angeles city mayor. And first of all, I mean, I'm kind of shell shocked about that, to be honest with you, because I have a personal connection to Rick Caruso. I'm sure he doesn't know me from Adam, he doesn't know who I am, but back in the day, in I think 2004, he was getting ready to, well, build a development. He's a billionaire developer, and he was going to build an outside mall in Glendale. And at first, the city of Glendale balked at the deal. It was going to be a very expensive deal. More details in a second. And he went to a city council meeting and basically denounced the city of Glendale and the politicians in Glendale, and said that he'd never do business with the city of Glendale again. This is a city in Southern California, which is very close to Los Angeles. And he said that they were corrupt, that the members of the government there were corrupt, and that he'd never do business in the city of Glendale. And he sort of threw a tantrum. And if you know about Dave Chappelle's tantrum that he threw when some people in his hometown in Ohio didn't want to take his investment money, that's sort of like what happened. And it shocked people. It shocked members of the bourgeoisie, basically, people who were connected to real estate interests and homeowners in northern Glendale who own very nice homes, who are quite apart from the rest of town. And the very next day, the city council folded and agreed to his terms. What were his terms? Basically, the city of Glendale bought 8 acres. Using taxpayer funds, they bought it. Then they transferred the property to him, hook, line, and sinker. So they bought him property. Government bought him property and then gave it to him for free. Now, the technical argument was, well, don't worry about it because his outdoor mall will generate sales tax and we'll just pay it out of sales tax. In other words, he's not paying any rent or any mortgage payments or anything. It's like if somebody bought you, like the government bought you a property and said, "Don't worry about it. We'll just take it out of your taxes." Things like that. It was a wonderful deal. But in addition to getting the 8 acres, he also wanted 18 liquor licenses for free, and he wanted to put up free advertising, billboards and stuff like that. And he got everything he wanted, by the way. And the city of Glendale decided, okay. Now, in addition to that, by the way, in addition to those parts of the deal, he got other parts, like, for example, several waivers on codes, on building codes or zoning ordinances. So his parking is not up to code, so it doesn't have enough parking for the outdoor mall. So it's a parking disaster in downtown Glendale. Another thing is that he didn't reimburse the school district, some other things. And to this day, he doesn't adhere to the rules. But anyway, the thing of it is that he did many unethical things on that campaign. Besides lying about the campaign and just hitting us with an avalanche of mailers and a blitz of TV ads in which he lied about our campaign because we put that measure on the ballot. There's a state law that allows us to put certain developments and certain decisions by city councils on ballots as a referendum, and we ended up doing that. And the way he ran the campaign against us, because I collected signatures. So this is why I'm taking this personally. I collected signatures. I put that issue on the ballot because I didn't feel that a rich person should be getting 8 acres of prime downtown Glendale land for free. And then after I put it on the ballot, I was on the campaign and I ran certain parts of that campaign. And so I take this issue personally because not only did he lie and cheat during the campaign and inundate us with all the money he had, and we were drowning in ads, etc. But he was patently dishonest, and we suffered because of it. And then he ended up winning by a few percentage points. And well, Glendale basically is like, I don't know, overdeveloped, kind of like Disneyland. It has no personality. It's sort of like a neoliberal wasteland now. And he did that. And he also made it very difficult for people on fixed incomes or the poor to survive in Glendale. And, that's what he did. So he's a billionaire developer. For Cenk Uygur to come out and say, well, I'm going to endorse this man because he stands against the establishment and the Democratic Party is a bit of a joke. I mean, forgetting the inconsistencies or consistencies of his support of the Democrats with Cenk Uygur, Rick Caruso is a billionaire. By definition, billionaires are the establishment. So I don't know what that guy is smoking. I mean, I really don't. And it's very difficult for me to wrap my mind around the fact that people are still watching Cenk Uygur, still paying attention to what he says, when he's been an unmitigated failure and disaster. But the funny part, of course, is this incident, this endorsement of Rick Caruso does bring into focus how in the past months the Young Turks have been spreading fear and fear-mongering on crime and homelessness. So now everything is sort of coming into focus. I'm not saying that I know for a fact that Cenk Uygur has been bought off, but I think it's a definite possibility. And if he hasn't been bought off, then it's about class loyalty. You see the same people who got agitated and put pressure on the Glendale City Council to accept Rick Caruso's ridiculous conditions are sort of what makes up the Young Turks. These are people who are bourgeois. They like living in nice places. They want to make money for themselves. They hate the homeless. They fear crime. This is who the Young Turks are. These are people who favor, $4,000 a month apartments near them. These are people who, the reason they got mad at Dave Rubin, for leaving and then selling out to the right wing wasn't because Dave Rubin betrayed them ideologically. It's because Rubin figured out a way to make a lot of money on his own. That's what was doing it. And they get mad when people sell out to the other side because they can't do it quite as easily themselves, right? It took them years to be able to sell out quite as effectively. Anyway, that's my reaction. I'm disgusted by Cenk Uygur, and I'm amazed that people follow him or listen to him at all or watch that show. So this is not an endorsement of any of Cenk Uygur's enemies. I'm just saying that, to my mind, what he's doing is, and it's not an endorsement of Karen Bass either. That's another kettle of fish. But I think it speaks volumes because Caruso is the antithesis of what the Young Turks used to. Well, he is the apotheosis of whatever, the epitome of what the Young Turks used to stand against. So anyway, that's my reaction. Um, I'm in coming days. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Caruso and a little bit, certainly a lot more about the property situation here in California and how people like Rick Caruso make things worse, not better. All right.